Is she the biggest draw in women's tennis right now?
Yes.
Is she bigger than Sabalenka? Is she bigger than Coco?
Dude, it's crazy. She's having the same effect that Fonseca was having, like, on the men's side last year in Miami.
It's like Fonseca, but I think it's bigger than Fonseca.
It is. Yeah, it is.
Like, the Doha, like, crowds were insane for her last week.
Yeah.
Correct.
She's definitely one to watch, obviously because she's so good, but just for the atmosphere. You want to tune into her matches just to see what it's like on the court.
There's got to be like a little jealousy maybe from some of the women. That girl's coming in, she's not top 10, biggest star in the world.
Sam Querrey is currently going off. And the tennis community pays attention when someone like Sam Querrey speaks. Because this isn't just any voice expressing their thoughts online. This man has years of experience playing at the top level of professional tennis, so he knows the game inside and out, knows what it takes to be successful on the tour, and has experienced firsthand what true star power looks like when it enters a room. Additionally, Sam Querrey is only pointing at one individual at this time. He is pointing at Alex Eala and stating categorically that, going into the next WTA tournaments, she has emerged as the biggest draw. Not the largest, not one of the largest. Complete halt. And Querrey isn't saying this in a low voice. He's not muttering it in a corner and hoping no one hears. He is giving it his best. He is challenging anyone by placing it on the table in front of everyone. He is stating that Alex Eala has attained a level of drawing power that elevates her beyond the rest of the field in terms of the attention and excitement she creates each and every time she takes the court. If that wasn't already audacious enough, Querrey and the team of professionals supporting this discussion are going one step farther. They claim that Eala is headed toward surpassing even Aryna Sabalenka herself in terms of drawing others in. Take a time to consider what that means. The top country in the world is Sabalenka. She has won several Grand Slam titles. She is currently among the most well-known and powerful players in the planet. These experts are examining the situation and coming to the conclusion that Alex Eala is already performing at a better level when it comes to packing stadiums, creating that electrifying atmosphere, and making fans feel as though they simply cannot miss a game.
If she wins a slam, it would be like one of the biggest things in the world.
Yeah.
Correct.
She's definitely one to watch, obviously because she's so good, but just for the atmosphere. You want to tune into her matches just to see what it's like on the court.
There's got to be like a little jealousy maybe from some of the
Querrey doesn't base his case on conjecture or wishful thinking. It is based on what is currently taking place at these competitions. The figures are honest. The masses don't tell lies. Something changes when Alex Eala is due to perform. The air shifts in some way. People who didn't intend to go wind up attempting to purchase tickets. Those who have tickets already start discussing the game days before it starts. In order to be in the same building as this young Filipino woman and see her compete, fans travel incredible distances from all over the world. It is impossible to imitate or create the level of attention she garners on a court. It's entirely natural. Furthermore, Querrey makes it clear that none of the current top players on the circuit, not even the world number one herself, are producing that kind of pull in the same manner. He even went so far as to imply that some of the top 10 WTA Tour players might be experiencing particular emotions in response to the sights surrounding Eala. He is referring to athletes such as Sabalenka, women who have dedicated their entire lives to becoming the best in their respective sports. Women who have won the biggest titles in the game may have observed and found it difficult to ignore the attention Eala is receiving. Since that is the reality of what is happening in the tennis world at the moment, Querrey stated it despite the fact that it is an important statement.
Is she the biggest draw in women's tennis right now?
Yes.
Is she bigger than Sabalenka? Is she bigger than Coco?
Dude, it's crazy. She's having the same effect that Fonseca was having, like, on the men's side last year in Miami.
It's like Fonseca, but I think it's bigger than Fonseca.
It is. Yeah, it is.
Like, the Doha, like, crowds were insane for her last week.
Regarding what Eala could accomplish this year, the larger community of specialists is pushing the discussion even farther. They are supporting her wholeheartedly in light of her massive rise in the rankings. They contend that the biggest event in professional tennis in recent memory would occur if Alex Eala were to win a Grand Slam in 2025. Not only for Asian tennis, not just for the Philippines, but for tennis as a whole worldwide. They claim that it will be remembered for a very long time. The kind of turning point that changes the course of history and produces an entirely new generation of admirers who exclaim, "That's when everything was altered." That is a huge assertion. Furthermore, the fact that well-known figures in the tennis community are speaking out about it shows how seriously Eala's potential is currently being taken. This is where the tale becomes even more interesting since more than just experts and commentators are influencing this discussion. The players are diving right in. Jessica, one of the best players on the WTA circuit, Pagula, who has years of expertise at the top level of the sport, shared what happened to her when she met Eala in the Miami Open last year. And it was amazing what she described. Pagula claimed that she was truly shocked by what she witnessed when she entered the match. It was not what she had anticipated. She was unprepared for the ambience that awaited her in that location. It was electric energy. The crowd was huge, fervent, unbelievably boisterous, and totally focused on every little detail. According to Pagula, it was crazy. And she had the best intentions when she said all of it. She wasn't present to voice her displeasure. She was in awe of it. She realized she was seeing something truly unique as she stood there in that setting. Pagula's subsequent remarks were extremely detailed. She noted that Alex Eala has regularly attracted the largest audience support of any player on the circuit, whether it was in Miami, the Australian Open, or Dubai. People flocked to her in greater numbers than any other player is now producing. For her, people travel. For the opportunity to enter the stadium and see her play, fans wait in lines that are far longer than those of a typical game. Magnetism of the type is quite uncommon. Tennis as a sport has been working for years to establish that kind of intense, sincere, and emotionally committed bond between a player and their fan base in new countries. And here is Alex Eala already doing it with only her ability, her personality, and the impact of her story. No orchestrated campaign to support it.
She, has done well and established herself as a really good player on tour. They all come out to support her, and so I think we saw that in Australia when it was kind of overcrowded. They put her on a too small of a court.
Then, to everything that had already been said, Novak Djokovic added his voice. A man who has won more Grand Slam championships than any other person in sports history. A man who has spent more than 20 years playing professional tennis at every level. Alex Eala is the best tennis player the Philippines has ever produced, according to Djokovic. According to him, she merits all the honor and distinction that the sport has to offer. And he especially discussed how her court assignments and schedule have been handled at different tournaments, expressing his belief that the circumstances around her have not always been handled in a way that accurately represents her actual position and drawing ability. The whole tennis community pays attention when Djokovic says anything like that. Fans aren't the only ones making noise anymore. Saying that Alex Eala deserves more and that the sport must treat her appropriately is the best thing that has ever been done.
Alex Eala, that's been a talk, and which is understandable. There's some players coming from respective countries, like she's coming from Philippines, which is now a big deal. She's been the biggest ever, tennis player from that country, which is a big country, and there's a big interest. So things like that happen. I mean, it's you could argue that it was, maybe a poor schedule, and maybe they could schedule him on a bigger court. Yes, but again, she's so young and she's just coming through, so.